Jona, it's great to join you once again for another Atomic AMA, and it's been a very busy 2 weeks. I think first off, we'll kick off with the release of our Metacarbon feature. Of course, we announced it at our event in London, Atomic Hub Live London, and now all users on Atomic Hub can offset all of their transactions.
Yeah, that's one thing I think we touched on in the last AMA as well. It's back then it was to be released imminently. Fortunately, we made that happen without any further delays, so we were able to release that, and really quite exciting to see. Yeah, I mean, now every time you purchase an NFT or purchase a listing on Atomic Hub, you get the option to also offset some carbon emissions. We've already seen quite a number of people do that. Quite a number of carbon that will be offset. So yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see. It's exciting to see that it works. It's exciting to see that people care, and we'll definitely continue pushing that in various ways. We have some ideas of how we can make best use of that feature going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen. I think it's about 30 tons of CO2 so far has been offset, which is awesome. With it, I think it's been less than 2 weeks since it's been launched, so that's really, really cool. But of course, that wasn't the only release that we've done the last 2 weeks. We've also released our Unlockable Content as well. Do you want to kind of touch on that and our thought process behind developing that feature?
Sure. I mean, so perhaps just a quick explanation of what that is. It's basically we're now allowing creators to define unlockable content either for the NFTs or for their templates. And unlockable content means that there is some sort of data, it could be text, could be an image, could be a video, could be anything attached to an NFT, but you can only access that data if you own the NFT. So idea is that this opens up a lot of possibilities for creators to perhaps use it to give special access to token holders, or to upload higher quality raw files of their artwork, or really to be creative in ways that they can use it. And yeah, I mean, it's released now, and we're just curious what people come up with and how it will be used.
Yeah, I've heard some very cool things from the community, and I mean, as you said, I think the possibilities are as wide as a creator's imagination. So yeah, we're eagerly looking forward to seeing all the ways in which people use it. In the same update as the unlockable content, we also launched our default avatars, which is not a major feature, of course, but an interesting little quirk for all of our users. One question I did get from the community is, of course, that's all. They're kind of randomized at the moment. Will there ever be the option to kind of customize your own default avatar?
Yeah, maybe, but right now it's not on the roadmap. Sure. So really the avatars are generated just by the account name and by the chain that they're on. So it's completely random. You can't really influence it. And I think that's kind of fun too, to say this is what the account is. I have no say in what it looks like. That's just how it is. And of course you can always upload your own avatar image, or like your own profile picture if you want to, then the default avatar gets replaced. Yeah. But I mean, it just adds character. It adds a bit more character. Instead of just seeing a lot of default wax avatars, for example, you now have different funny-looking faces staring at you.
There's been some interesting combinations I've seen, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely some fun combinations. But I mean, really, it just goes into the direction of we want to make Atomic Hub a place where people can connect, and the first step to connecting is identifying who's who and differentiating the different accounts a bit. So I think that definitely achieves its goal. And we've taken a look at like a bunch of random avatar generating libraries, and there's all sorts of weird stuff. Some is very abstract, some is very realistic, and this is, I feel like, a good mix where it's like clearly not realistic. No one expects that the real human being looks like this, but it's fun. It gives some character.
No, a very fun feature. It's been received very well from what I've seen by the community as well. So yeah, great to see it. Of course, this past weekend we had the latest edition of DYGYCON as well. We had a booth this time rather than a hall, but speaking to the team this morning and speaking to Saskia from Cat Stickers and some other attendees, it sounded like it was a very good event.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, this time we scaled our attendance down a bit. Really, it was. We still liked the concept of it. It was just that our team felt that with the frequency of the events happening, it just took a bit too much of the energy away from all the other stuff that they were working on. So we felt like we still wanted to attend, we still wanted to be part of it. We just didn't want to have to spend quite as much of our energy. So that's why we only had a booth. But I've personally not been able to be there. I haven't been able to attend. But yeah, from what I've seen, it seemed like the people that were there had fun.
No, absolutely. So that's everything we've done in the last 2 weeks. But what have we been working on apart from those in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah, so the two big things that our teams are very busy working on are one, multi-chain. I mean, we talked about this the last AMA where we're expanding to immutable, and in general, it's not even about integrating immutable. That's almost the easiest part. The hard part is how do you build a user experience that can support multiple chains in the same experience, in the same feel, supporting different wallets at the same time. So it's like both from a user experience perspective, how do you make that happen in a way that is understandable for users? And then also from a technical perspective, how do you bring these different tech stacks together into one system? That's really what our teams have been working on quite a lot. And then other than that, another thing that we also talked about at the Atomic Hub Live event, our name still to be defined, Launchpad, where we will offer primary sales and really partner with IP holders, game studios, or also collections from the community to really hold bigger primary sales through Atomic Hub. That's also something that our team is working quite hard on. So really those are the two big things that are overarching everything else.
Yeah, very interesting, and of course some very big developments in the works. So two questions from the community. Splinterlands team, which runs DYGYCON, announced that this DYGYCON would be the last one for now. So we've had a few people asking, of course, now that basically there isn't a flagship virtual event for the community to take part in. So is that something that we might consider stepping forward and doing?
Consider definitely, yeah. I mean, it's actually something we thought about before, but then we always felt like, well, DYGYCON was already happening. There's probably no need to invest all this energy ourselves if we can just take part there. But now that this at least stopped for now, it gives us a bit of an opportunity to think about this again and see if there's something we can come up with. I don't know. It really depends on what we can. If we feel we can deliver a good experience that would be valuable to attend, if we feel we can do that with the resources and the team members and the time that we have, then we'll probably do it. If not, then maybe not. We'll just have to see. But I mean, in general, the concept of an online event where the community can come together is great. We want that to be a thing, and we'll see if we can make that happen.
Sure. Okay. And a few creators have been asking me, now that we've released the Unlockable Content feature, of course, all the data for that is not on-chain. So had a few creators requesting, whether we might be able to give API access or any kind of wider access to the data in future. Is that something we might consider doing?
Potentially, yeah. So that's actually something I also talked to our tech team about and what their thoughts were. And for them, it's really about they could do it. It would require quite a lot more effort on their end. So their approach was they wanted to release it now, and so we released it now, and now we want to see how much usage it actually gets. I mean, I think we all understand that it can be fun and that it can add sort of layers to what is already out there, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will be used a ton. If it will be used a lot, that could justify putting in the extra energy to sort of expand its reach. But we just wanted to release it first, see how it goes, and then we'll consider what we want to do with it in the future.
Sure. No, that makes sense. And again, just reiterating from earlier, I'm really looking forward to seeing all the cool things that the creators do with the unlockable content feature. But there we go. I think that's it for this Atomic AMA. So Jona, thank you very much for taking this call. I will see you next week in Tenerife. I'm not sure if we'll do an AMA there or if we'll do it the week after. But in any case, you'll see us again for another Atomic AMA soon. So yeah, until then.
We'll figure that out.
We'll sort it out. Yeah.